Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So guys, I hope you're all doing great. I hope you've prepared your resources as well for the Helicath Fusion, which is starting today. However, Plarium did announce that there may be some scheduling issues and things may get changed around. So the picture I'm going to show you today is only going to stay accurate, assuming nothing actually changes. So if stuff changes, you guys can fill in the missing gaps. But this is the first time I've done one of these fusion guides, so let me know how you like it. If you do like it, I'll continue doing them, but hopefully I have enough information broken down for you all where it helps. One thing I have to say, Ray Mystic down here at the bottom, pulling his Kyoku. I feel sorry for you, dude, because you can actually summon Kyoku tomorrow during the Champion Chase event. So Champion Chase is anything that comes out of the portal, gives you points. Summon Rush is only your shards, which is a very important distinction to make, because if you save fusions for the Summon Rush, where there's an epic champion available, then you're going to find out you're going to be kind of screwed because it's only for shards. With that said, let's go ahead and jump in here and talk about my plan of attack for going for the Helicath Fusion. So if you guys want to see the plane breakdown that Plarium released, here it is for you right here. Jump in the Discord channel. I'll leave a link to my Discord channel down below. Join that. Go to the raid announcements channel right here, and you'll see both of these sheets posted. The one on the bottom is the one that I've added information to. So maybe this looks perfect to you. Maybe you like it a lot, and maybe it is too cluttered and you want to make one of your own. So either way works perfectly fine, but this is the breakdown we're going to be going over. And yeah, hopefully this has plenty of information for you guys. Like I said, this is the first time I've done one of these breakdowns, so hopefully it's valuable. Now over here on the side behind me, actually, we have the potions required. If you join the Discord, you'll see it. If not, let's go ahead and move this over here. So those are the potions required for this event. You're going to have to level and ascend all of the rares and the epic champion as well. Now, obviously, if you get Kinagashi from the Summon Rush down here, you're going to need less potions overall because you're not going to have to level up and ascend 4 copies of Lammerburr, assuming you are not going to keep an extra copy of Kinagashi. Now, if you want to keep an extra copy of the epic champion, you have to get every single event finished throughout the entire thing. But if you're not worried about an extra copy, then you can just use her, fuse into Helicath, and be good to go. Now, some notes over here. You must summon, whether you summon in the Champion Chase or the Summon Rush, you have to summon, okay? Because down here, we have a copy of Lammerburr. You need all the copies of Lammerburr, assuming you're not going to go for the epic champion by herself in this Summon Rush. And then up here, you got 2 copies of the Lamb. So you definitely want to make sure you're finishing that out. Now, the nice thing about the Champion Chase tournaments, like I mentioned before, is you can use previous fusion champions. So if you have any champions in the portal, when anything comes out of the portal during Champion Chase, it gives you points, okay? So fragment summons, boom, extra points. Fusions, you want to fuse Relic Keeper, boom, there you go. A few Relic Keeper fusions, a few Broadmaw fusions. So technically, you could actually save champions like this for future classic fusions like we have right now, have them ready to go, fuse it, boom. This is like, what, 200, 300, I don't know, maybe even more points than that. So a pretty nice boost of points, especially if you're pretty low on shards. Now, luckily, we do have a 2x Ancients coming up. It should start the same day as the Champion Chase starts, and that's perfect, okay? Because if you get some legendaries, it's going to help you finish out the event even sooner, and you will have to go ahead and pick up those 2 copies of Lammerburr, assuming, like I said, you're not going for the epic. Now, the first few days, one thing to keep in mind is the super raids will start with each dungeon. Now, this is very important, especially when we get down to the Ice Golem as well as the Spider, because if you're soloing either one of those dungeons, you can actually double dip in a few different events, and having the double raids on is going to be very, very helpful, especially if you have long run times. Now, that may not sound super free-to-play friendly, super early game friendly, but remember, just because you're not soloing, just because you may not be able to solo, you can always try to duo, okay? Now, if you have Syl of the Drakes and Drexstar, 2 free champions, they can solo Ice Golem pretty easily. And then Spiders, Helicath, we have Crypt King Grawl, we have Tyrant Ixlamore, we have a few different options for there, and I can do more videos for solo champions on Spider Stage 20 if you're interested. I'll get them out before this day. If you guys are interested in that, I can definitely release that. In this breakdown, I have a few different green sections, but the green sections, these are the day that the potion keeps are open, so you need to make sure you're getting plenty of Spirit Keep potions for this event, because you have to ascend, like I said, all the champions throughout this, and they're all Spirit Affinity, thankfully, because now you don't have to keep track, okay, I need these potions from here, so on and so forth. So make sure you have the potions. The Spirit Keep is open on Thursdays and Mondays, or Mondays and Thursdays, so these are the days it's open. Keep that in mind when you're going through this stuff. These first day, basically this first day of Dungeon Divers and Dragon, it's gonna be a pretty slow day once you finish Dragon and Dungeon Divers, so you can go ahead and jump in, do some keeps as well. Only a few hours, so once this video's out, it's probably going to be pretty much over as it is. Champion Chase overlaps there. And then down here, we have Artifact Enhancement event hiding right here. But basically, just take your Dragon gear, level it up then, level gear to 15 if you want to continue leveling stuff, and then save some of the other stuff for the artifact enhancement event down here. For a lot of these events, you're going to want to go for the bare minimum that you need to go ahead and complete the rare champion, right? So once you get the rare, go ahead and stop, unless you're close to an epic book. But judge your account and judge your position accordingly, because obviously you don't want to overextend in this artifact enhancement event and then have nothing for this artifact enhancement event down here. So keep that in mind. Now right here, this is a pretty good spot. Okay, so this black box is going to be where Ice Golem, Dungeon Diver, and Champion Training event all overlap. Now, this is perfect because one, you're going to have a few Lamabur copies throughout these events. So great. You're going to have a few Lamaburs to try to level up. Well, to level up. And then Ice Golem, Dungeon Diver. So you're going to get benefits from the Dungeon Diver and Ice Golem. If you have somebody soloing Ice Golem, you're going to get 3 different sections of points, basically. You're going to get points for the Ice Golem tournament, points for the Dungeon Diver event, and points for the Champion Training event as well. So very, very solid way to triple dip, essentially, in the event. So you definitely want to do that if you can. Like I said, super raids will start with each dungeon. So we'll have a super raid starting, I believe, Monday, June 13th, which is the start of the Ice Golem tournament. So you can do double the Ice Golem runs, double the experience, double the energy, of course, but double the points overall. So find yourself a nice Ice Golem farmer, do stage 20, get it over with, no problem whatsoever. Now, obviously, you're probably going to have to do some more campaign because soloing Ice Golem for experience isn't going to be the fastest way to level up your champions. So you will have to do some more leveling, ranking up, ascending, whatever it may be, but this is definitely going to help you out in the long run for sure. Then we have another artifact enhancement event right after that. So make sure you have some silver, and then we have Fire Knight as well. This section right here is going to be pretty slow. So let me open this up. This section right here is going to be kind of slow. I mean, we have Arena, which is pretty easy. We have Fire Knight Tournament, which you're going to have to be mindful about, and then Artifact Enhancement Event. So you're going to need silver, you're going to need some good energy, and then the Summon Rush down here at the bottom. Obviously, you need shards, so save your Sacreds, save your Voids. Your Ancients, they're probably going to be all gone anyways because of the 2x Ancients, but if you can save some of those as well. But Summon Rush, shards only. This is so important. I don't want you guys saving your champions thinking you can summon them then and then being let down. So this is going to be a fairly slow time, I'd say. You can overlap the Dungeon Divers with the Fire Knight as well right here, which is going to be nice in case you don't finish it with the Ice Golem, because this one lasts right into the Fire Knight. You look like you have like a day of doing that. This fusion stuff cuts off at a weird time. So let's say it ends Saturday, but it may end like early in Saturday, even though it looks like it goes all day Saturday. So be mindful, watch the in-game timers, because like I said, this thing could be out of date by the time you watch this because Plarium's been having some issues. But this event right here, stay active, stay alert, keep in mind what's going on here. Should be a relatively slow time because Fire Knight, you can't really solo that. But then after that, this is where you're going to want to make sure that you are finishing training and ascending all your champions. So the fusion should stay in the portal until, so like you go here, you see 2 weeks and 3 days left. It should stay in the portal until Sunday. So once all the events are done, you should have a few more days to actually do the fusion. So if you got some extra leveling, extra ascending to do, keep that in mind. You should be able to do that until Sunday. That's when the event actually ends. But here, you can actually double dip as well into solo spider and training champions and personal rewards CVC time. So spider stage 20, farm it pretty quick. Crypt King Grawl, you got Tunisia, you got Helicath, you got a lot of options there. Farm it pretty quick, get good personal reward CVC points, get good champion training points, get good dungeon diver points. So if you plan that out correctly, you can get a lot of different points in this. This is probably the most points that I've ever seen able to get from an event like this. I mean, you get personal rewards, champion training, dungeon divers, and spire. That's a lot of different points you can, I guess, quadruple dip into. So definitely a smart thing to do there. So it looks like basically the event's going to be pretty front and heavy. Then you're going to have Fire Knight with some arena to break it up, and then boom, back into champion training. Champion training is the one you're going to have to be most mindful about because obviously you don't want to get to the end, waste too much time, and then boom, all of a sudden now you don't have enough energy to complete the dungeon, and you have to consider spending. If you're free to play, that's going to be especially bad. We also have a Classic Arena tournament here. I'm not really that worried about those. Classic Arena, super easy since the arena is in a very easy spot. So just make sure you're doing your stuff regularly, and you should be perfectly fine as far as those go. So these events, if you're planned for it and you have everything in mind correctly, they're not going to be super difficult. But if you're not planned for it, if you're not prepared, it is definitely going to be difficult. These things are not very forgiving. So if you miss something, you have to quit the fusion, or you got another option. That goes to number 2 here. 16 Lamabur required, but you can also summon these from your ancient shards, your mystery shards, or you can get lucky and summon Kinagashi from your Sacred Shard. So maybe you get lucky, maybe during the 2x Ancient events, you summon quite a few of the Lammerburr. And if you do, then you can go ahead and go through here and then X out some of these events. You don't want to do Fire Knight for whatever reason, boom, X it off. You don't want to do Ice Golem for whatever reason, boom, X it off. You ain't got to do it no more. And if you get Kinagashi, you can keep a copy of her or cross off 4 different events and you don't have to worry about those either. So hopefully you guys get something good in your 2x pulls. Maybe even you pull Helicath. You don't have to worry about any of this whatsoever. Always best to pull the Fusion Champion early on versus later on, because then you've already put in all the work, put in all the effort, and you can't really go back on that, right? So Kinagashi, as far as keeping her, I would definitely like to keep a copy. I don't think I'm going to be able to keep a copy. I want to save my Sacreds for a guaranteed event. I'm not really that worried about her. I've already finished Shadowkin Faction Wars, but if I hadn't finished Shadowkin Faction Wars, then it would be definitely a very solid champion to keep, because a res in any faction is so incredibly valuable, because basically all you have to do is make sure whenever you kill the boss that your team's alive. You don't have to not let anybody die. As long as everybody's alive by the time you hit the last hit on that boss, then you're going to get your 3 stars, okay? So it's perfectly fine, no problem whatsoever. Shadowkin opens up in 4 hours, so definitely a very solid champion, especially if you weren't one of the players who got Ninja back when he was around. So with that said, guys, I hope this list helped you out. Hope this breakdown was beneficial to you. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comment section below. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe as well. Thank you all for watching. Best of luck on your Helicath Fusion, and I will catch you all in the next video.